Everybody, and welcome back to vlog 4 of Adam Gorlick's IDH 3035 course in Myth and Ritual Film. And today we're going with 3 martial arts films, otherwise known as the 36 Chamber of Shaolin, Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. So we'll start the 36 Chamber of Shaolin. It's a film heavily based upon the use of martial arts. Obviously, it's a martial arts based film. The idea of the 35 chambers is one of the biggest myths within this film. It acts as a valuable asset in one's ability to master Kung Fu and really to learn. It's otherwise seen as an effective way of teaching. And I think one of the biggest things this film incorporates is the idea that things need to be taught a certain way, or things are best taught a certain way. And I think it takes time and patience for you need to understand and experience failure in order to succeed. There's also maintenance of core values of martial arts exemplified through the film. Obviously, this is also myth, and it's seen nowadays too, where there's a lot of respect during martial arts. It's not something that's there's not a lot of disrespectful things in martial arts. Martial arts also becomes a ritual for others to learn and grow as individuals as they ascend the chambers, as they grow as individuals. The myths of hidden rituals and secrets also that should not be spoken of or not meant to be forgotten are also a part of myth in this film. And there's also a sense of a hero's journey in Sante's quest to protect their home through trials to become a martial artist. We'll start with Kill Bill Volume 1, and this is Kill Bill Volume 1, and it supersedes Kill Bill Volume 2. So Volume 1, obviously, Beatrix Kiddo was the ex ex partner of Bill, and there's a lot of things happen, and they're put in a coma. And this is really the rebirth of Beatrix Kiddo, as she becomes the hero in this film, essentially. She's obviously injured, and she's transformed, and she becomes a new person, and really she becomes born to avenge the deaths of those, and to really avenge what the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad did to her, and others. And one of the crazy things about this film is that the members of the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad are actually named after snakes. So, for example, you have the California mountain snake, you have the cottonmouth, and you have the copperhead. And I think this really exemplifies a sort of ritual within the film, where in order to become a certain, in order to become a certain way, or in order to transition to a certain thing, you need to really embrace it. And I think it does a really good job of like incorporating different factors that, even though they don't necessarily make a difference, they add to the value of like what you being defined as within a film. There's also development of the Black Mamba, obviously, which is Beatrix, from defenseless into martial artist who could take down her foes. That's hero's journey, obviously. And there's obviously ritual and respect. There's a ritual and respect displayed during certain fighting scenes. Obviously, the scholars we said about the 36 Chamber of Shaolin. There's obviously respect during this. But otherwise, we'll go back to Kill Bill Volume 2, which is basically follows the end of Kill Bill Volume 1, a fantasy war was previously ended. Um, she's still seeking revenge towards Bill and the reigning brother, and a member of the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad, like 2 more people. There's obviously different things that are incorporated within this film. Obviously, this is really advancement from the first film. There's actually the introduction of Pai Mei, which is a mentor who wears like all white clothing and a white beard. And I think this is really important because you can see this in other films too. Usually, someone who's wearing white clothing or white beard is someone who A, um, has a lot of experience, B, has a lot of wisdom from his experience, and C is really a symbolic of pureness or mastery sometimes. And I think one of the greatest things about this is that not only does it incorporate the clothing style, but also incorporates the living style. And one of the greatest things about martial arts movies is when they're incorporating someone who has mastered something. It's usually at the top of a hill. And what this really transcends to is they've reached a point where they're at the top of where they need to be. So, for example, you can look to martial artists to say you start as a white belt. White belt is the very lowest level. If you were to reach your peak, you're looking at something beyond a black belt or a tier of a black belt. And I think in a sense, being at the peak of a mountain means that you know so much, you've progressed so much, and that like really is symbolic of your advancements within whatever you're speaking of. And I think it does a great job of doing this because it adds different elements as to like foreshadow what the Pai Mei is really capable of. And obviously, like he's a mentor towards Beatrix, and it really does play a crucial one, her ability to like grow as a person and like learn new things. So yeah, that's really the next segment of Kill Bill, and for the most part, this is my synopsis for the 3 films in vlog 4. Thank you and have a great day, guys.